Hello, and welcome to this week's energy reading for the week of January 13th. Okay, so we are definitely still in a big purification process as we have just hit a couple days ago, the 11th of January, and we have North Node moving into Pisces. We've got a lot of things that are kind of shifting and rearranging. And so we continue this energy of sort of purging what can no longer, what is now ready for completion as we move more and more into alignment, preparing really for this 2026, this brand new beginning that is headed our way. And so just know it, we've been a lot in the mental plane this week. It feels like we're going to have some more physical symptoms, a lot going on with the sacral, and we know every time there is sacral, there is often throat. Those two seem to, always sort of connect and work their way out together. So you might be noticing things in your hips. You might be noticing men or women more just like heaviness, cramping, sort of interesting sensations in the front and the back of the sacral chakra, as well as the throat. And as I am saying this, all of a sudden, oh, here comes the throat. That seems to be a very big one for me. Okay, so we start this week off with we have the World card, which is number 21. So energy of a three. And really, when we start talking about the World card, we're talking a lot about, this is a very auspicious card. Um, rewards. Uh, this can also be change. So the world can be travel, right? You're traveling somewhere. It could be a change in residence. It could be a change in location. It could also be success, like bigger, more global than you could have imagined. So breakthroughs potentially coming through in the world of business and or maybe you're scheduling a lot of travel. I know I've been scheduling a lot of travel. So traveling, movement can also deal with, I'm hearing displacement. So there can also be a little bit of clearing around some displaced energy. And this feels on a global scale that, and I know right now that we are having a lot of fires in California. Um, Hope and pray that everyone is doing well and that, that we're all with them and we're all sending support and love their way. Very deep purifications of the land, of the people, of the energies that can no longer move into this next new earth, this next new phase. Um, and so, again, was also hearing displaced. So, this also feels like the land or the energy within a current space is being renewed. So energy is being moved out, and new energy is being brought in, it is being purged. It is not just through us, it is through the physical structures, it is through the land, it is through the elements. So it feels like we're going through Earth and all species, animals, everyone is going through a big sort of shift um, in the energy. And some of it's going to feel like you can't put your finger on it, but it just feels different, or it feels off, or it feels sort of unfamiliar. Like, what is this? And different, I guess, is the way to explain that. And so this is coupled with we have aspen spirit here, and this is also an energy of a three. And so what's really interesting about the aspen trees is that, shamanically or the tribes used to believe that, aspens were what they built, the Celtics used to build their shields because it's very protective energy. Okay, so again, we have the land here, we have the home here. We're bringing in a lot of protection energy, a lot of courage, but it's going to require a big part of this energy of this aspen spirit is leaning on others. So this piece of the process, it means the land is relying on us and we are relying on the land. We are relying on others. This is a big humanitarian type feeling to me that we are all coming together to collectively sort of move something. If you have friends, if you have family, if you're in groups, um, this is a good week to really begin to lean on each other to allow the collective to sort of come together and create a stronger foundation than we create on our own. And this is what the aspens know. They create a network underground and they begin to nourish and help each other and they build this strong, sturdy, protective, they protect each other sort of foundation. So as we are moving through some of this clearing, lean on the energy of the aspen, really start to see if you can bring some of that energy in. And it's all coming for alignment, okay? As we're moving into what is not aligned or needs to change, okay? So whatever needs to be aligned or whatever needs to be changed is moving out this week, very much related to this world card. And don't worry, as we brought in the dragon energy, um, this is gathering of your power, okay? Gathering of your power. So it almost feels like at many times when there is loss, when there is grief, when there is purification, it does feel like a big loss. It does feel and can appear that way. And yet it is fertile soil. So one of the interesting things that my husband said to me the other day, he was like, I don't know if you know this, but ash creates fertile soil. And he was talking about how, like, for example, in the places like Hawaii that has a lot of volcanoes and things like that, how after it erupts, it actually creates beautiful grounds for more plant life and stuff to begin to flourish. And it is because probably, I imagine, I don't know, like the biology behind ash and plants and all of that stuff, but it does feel like we are taking up the old, what felt set in its ways, perhaps outdated, a little bit corrupted, and we are clearing it all out. We're clearing the ground, and we are going to rebuild something that is fertile, something that no longer takes our power, but is power replenishing. It gives us back our power. And to trust that Mother Nature within ourselves and what we see outside of ourselves knows what it's doing. And it's all to align, to bring everything back into alignment. This sometimes can, I want to be sensitive about this because sometimes this can, especially what's going on in California, this can, when things happen in our lives, this can sometimes not be what we want to hear. And so just know that regardless of whether this something big happens to you or not, this energy is still moving and shifting, and we are all connected. We are all connected all over the world, not just the ones of us who are actually experiencing things going on. We're all experiencing it. And so then this is coupled with the Ace of Wands. And so Ace of Wands bring in this new inspiration. We know the Ace is always has to do with a new beginning, a new, when we talk about the Wands, we're talking again about very sort of spiritual wisdom type of energy, very much related to our crown chakra. And so this comes with the butterfly spirit, which is the energy of transformation. We've had a lot of butterfly energy lately. This is the 8 energy. And so again, clearing, yes, clearing. So this is, we have now cleared the land and now we are beginning, it feels like kind of like going from this chrysalis, this caterpillar to butterfly type of energy. So a lot is still clearing around what feels like the divine feminine. This feels like that whoosh, I'm seeing the fire whoosh spreading, and it feels like we're definitely clearing still some off of the dark feminine. really releasing and a lot out of the mental plane. And we're beginning to move into the sacral around the desires, some things that have been planted way, 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 way back when that are needing to be cleared and renewed so that we could start again with the new Christ consciousness, the new divine feminine Christ consciousness coming in and moving. We're beginning to move out of this sort of caterpillar into this. She's transforming, right? And some of you may have even began to experience this last week and will continue to experience this week and in the coming weeks. And we're bringing in these new solar codes of light around the feminine to really help anchor in this sort of divine, kind, loving mother energy, this nurturing energy, going from this sort of what feels like energies or entities that have been the contrast for our life, beginning to clear out and move out, that perhaps have made painted a picture that the feminine can be sort of harsh. When we talk about some of the perhaps goddesses of the past, how they talk about how they drank blood or they were, how they had this dark side. And so we're clearing all of that out, bringing in new codes of light, really allowing her to transform within each and every one of us, as well as Mother Earth as well. So a big cleansing for the mother energy around the divine feminine as we again bring in transformation, and this doubles with our butterfly spirit. So, very much we're redefining yourself. Who are you, your avatar? One of the things I've been talking about recently is like, who are you now? And so, really redefining who you are. And you may have to make choices now that are very different than what you're usually making. Where you may have normally reacted a certain way, with your consciousness, can you begin to react a little differently? Can you make a different choice? Can you begin to reach for love and compassion where you may have before stepped forward with frustration or anger or these very rigid boundaries? Can you still stay in your truth and allow others to stay in theirs? So, really transforming the perception within and so without around the divine feminine, around this mother energy. And so then we bring in the 10 of Pentacles. And this is very much completion energy. 10 of Pentacles is usually completion energy, very much around the root. We've really grounded this energy in. This could come with wealth, prosperity, a new beginning, financial stability, because we've got that Pentacles, but it also could be around wisdom, right? It could also be around newfound wisdom. And I feel like it could be both depending on what's going on in your life. And typically, wisdom can lead to financial windfalls, although I'm hearing be patient with that. So we've got this with Crystal Cave, which is the energy of trust. Now, the interesting thing is that when we talk about cave energy and we talk about trust energy, this is very much having to do with the divine feminine and the cave energy related to the womb and the unknown. Sort of the 0 point energy where you're going into the black hole, into this unknown energy that houses the infinite information, right? The Akashic records, sort of to say. And so you may not know when you stand at the front of the cave, what is next? Where do I go from here? We have cleared, all of these things. We have cleared the land. I am moving into a pillar of light. I'm bringing in new codes, transformation, all of this energy. But like, now what? Now what? No. So you'll see here also, we lean on the crystal. So it's interesting because the crystal kingdoms within the earth is also where Earth's Akashic records are. So really, this is about, to me, we're coming into new wisdom, new information, a remembrance about who we are, who we have been, and where we are going. So more clarity. But this is really going to we're going to be clearing, like I said, this is all going to be clearing out around this sacral that's going to allow this to come in as we bring in the new age of light. Okay, new age of light. So we just talked about the pillar of light, and now it is the new age of light. It says you've been training for this for lifetimes. So again, we are coming into the new earth as we have already begun this age of Aquarius, and we knew Aquarius was going to be interesting. We knew the year nine was going to be interesting. It's going to be throwing us all kinds of curveballs and wrenches. But trust, but trust. This is all happening for us. It is all leading us somewhere. And whatever you had will be replenished and then some. Whatever you had will be replenished and then some. This or better is the energy that I'm hearing that is very much represented by this Ten of Pentacles energy. There's abundance, there's money. Don't worry, it is coming. I know you don't know you don't understand what is happening right now. It doesn't make sense. There's so much change and transformation. And yet, trust, because we are leading you somewhere into the new age of light where you are a pillar of light and you're transforming and transcending. And this says achieving success. And we'll see that we've got the spiral here. We've got, ooh, cough. We've got the man up here who is really just like, right? As he stands in the flames. Okay, as he stands in the flames. So rebirth energy here, massive rebirth into the age of light. We are shifting timelines very big right now. The shift is happening this week. I can feel this coming in as we then move into the Nine of Wands. And so this is really about the ability to endure. Okay. This is victory though. This is really like victory. This is you have persevered, persevere, continue to persevere, um, because things are about to shift. This is victory. Things are about to shift. Things are changing. We are headed in the right direction, and amazing things are on their way. I have goosebumps as I say this. And once again, we got this, I think, last week, but we have the wise woman. And once again, of the Grove, wise woman of the Grove, which is a 49, which is 13. Fascinating, right? So we have, again, root type energy coming in. And usually this is like a remarkable time of ease, of wisdom is really what this card, it's like letting yourself begin to trust your intuition, right? To really allow spirit to help guide you through this next phase. And it's having grace. So recognizing that there may be some differences of opinion, right? You're in a great unknown. You're in a void right now. And there may be some differences of opinion, but grace, for example, having grace is sort of letting go of righteousness and knowing that, source, God, yourself, you know the truth, right? You don't need to prove the truth to anybody else. So this is wisdom, right? Reconnecting at the root through the earth, right? Very earth energy. We've got spirit. We've got connecting the spirit to the roots of earth, anchored in your wisdom, anchored in this new energy of you being a pillar of light, in the age of light, right? That is very well resourced, right? You are resourced. The trees, the roots, the system has got you. It's got you. Even though it's not necessarily looking this way, right? I don't know what's going on. And oftentimes when you're in the chrysalis, right, you got to go in as a caterpillar. You have no idea what's going to happen. You completely become mush. And you got to trust that something is happening here that is going to make sense because it feels like I just came in here and completely became mush and died and I don't know what's happening. But trust because you are now victorious and things are moving in the right direction. You have to go through this process. You are birthing new wisdom. You're birthing new timelines. You're birthing a new age of life through the sacral. So the sacral is clearing as well as we've got very much pregnancy vibes, going on, right? So every time we have pregnancy, every time we are creating new life within the uterus, within the womb, there's massive changes to the entire biology of a woman when this happens. It is a complete change from the inside out. And yet, when the sperm and the egg unite, there is a massive release of light. We know this scientifically, right? A massive release of light. And so we are having massive releases of light as new creation is coming in that is going to be very abundant, that is going to be financially abundant, that is going to be full of wisdom, that you're going to be supported. Continue to persevere, continue to have the courage, know you are protected, lean on others. And we have this once again, the transformation card, another transformation card. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Okay. So you see her there. She's got the sun behind her. She's got frequency here. Really, it could be the DNA unwound. She's got a staff here. She's sitting on her golden chair with what looks like pink sand behind her. So transforming really into this divine, feminine, mother, queen energy, right? Very, very, she's being reborn. She's being accepted. Let her in, accept the light, let the light in. It will push the dark out, which doesn't always feel great, but this is the process. This is our process. This is our, and I keep hearing this. This is our process. This is our process. This is what we do. This is what we do. And repeating it in multiples there. So I didn't count, but maybe it's in multiples of three. And then it is finally with this dominance card, which is believing in yourself. So at the end of the day, you are source, you are the creator, you're God, him or herself, both in one. And so trust that you know what you're doing and trust that you'll see this woman. There's a woman here looking back at you that is very much in, I don't want to say control, but it is kind of that control, right? It says dominance. I don't know if I love the word dominance. Um, over her dragon, over her fire. So it feels like the fire that has been out of control, right? The energies that have been out of control, that have run rampant, that kind of it wasn't meant to be this way, that are being purged, is going to be brought back into control. A lot of times things go crazy for them to come back together. Sometimes we have to go to the edges of our center, to the edges of the circle, so to say, to come back, the chaos to come back into the center. And it feels like this is what we have been doing. We have been going to the edges to clear and clean everything up so we can come back into the center and allow this transformation to happen from a place where there is a massive amount of trust and clearing that is bringing forth abundance of opportunities, new beginnings, wisdom, intuition, and really all of the things. All of the things. Be patient, be courageous, and have grace because this is all part of the process that is leading us somewhere really, really beautiful and amazing. We just got to hold tight a little bit longer and just know you were made for this. You were made for this. So while the destination is something that we all are seeking, let the journey, let the journey be the best part. Don't wait for this to be over because once it's over, it's over. And then all it is a memory. Be present and really help experience every single moment of it so that when it does end, you won't feel like you were so busy trying to get to the end that you didn't actually get to live life. So Beautiful energy for this week. I am getting ready to drop a new program called Star Mystic. Stay tuned for that, as well as I will begin enrolling for my next mastermind. It will be a 4-month mastermind, and that is my Diamond Mind mastermind. And so information about that will be dropping here within the next week. So excited for all of these new energies. If you are not connected with me, please connect on Instagram at I am Wendy Gerhart, and I will see you on next week's energy reading.